It is time to tour the convent and see what we can find. Hello there, welcome to Pentiment, part 21. Let's get right into it. Let's talk to Sister Gertrude. God bless you, Magdalene. We've been here before. Would you like to go inside and meet with Mother Francisca now? Yes, let's go. Mother Francisca, I would like to introduce Magdalene Druckerin. Didn't she have a Z in her name before and not a C? Yeah, C. Z, not a C. Ah, the printer's daughter, yes. God bless you, Magdalene. Father Thomas told us of your father's condition, and we pray for his recovery daily. Oh, thank you, Abbess. Such is our duty to serve the Lord and the community that provides for us. Now, what is this about? Sister Gertrude, you know our holy rules. Why bring young Mistress Druckerin to me? Oh, forgive me, Mother. Magdalene is searching for a place in the world and is contemplating the holy life. I thought observing the sisters might aid her in her spiritual search. She was encouraged by the idea, and definitely not for any other reason. Right. Yes. Need to work on your poker face, Maggie. I wonder that you've never come up to the Abbey before, Mistress Druckerin. If God is calling you to the convent, I am more than willing to help you fulfill that divine cause. Then, not that. What brought this change on? Why are you interested in joining the Poor Clares? Well, reasons? Oh, I'm worried of helping my father running the shop alone, and this is must be welcome to sister wouldn't have to marry me. Well, if I became a sister, I won't have to marry, which is far better than being stuck bearing kids for the rest of my life to one of these shitbags. I'm very happy that we kind of continued the tradition that Martin Bauer started with Andreas. Martin Bauer told us to eat shit, Andreas, and so 25 years later, 7 plus 18, yes, I can count, we were able to tell Martin Bauer's son, eat shit, Kraft. So, continuing the tradition. Even though Magdalene and Andreas are not related, but, you know, don't have to be related to continue a tradition. Magdalene, I do not encourage such a reason for joining the order. Remember, the Lord commanded man to be fruitful and multiply. So start being fruitful and multiplying. That shouldn't get in... Yeah, if the Lord commanded you to be fruitful and multiply, why are you celibate? There's probably something about some loophole they found where they could go against God's command. But I wouldn't know because I'm not... I'm not privy to that knowledge. I probably could be if I read up about it, but no, I'm not gonna. However, I understand if the Lord brings you to the convent for such a reason. Some women are born barren, but I do doubt that all of you are barren. So again, why are you going... We take this whole topic about them going against the Lord's commandment to go out and multiply and be fruitful, and we shove it away. Just shh. It's on the garbage heap, way over there. If you truly desire the holy life, then you are more than welcome to observe the sisters. Please come. I am happy to tell you more of our order. Oh, this is nice. It kind of looks like the cloister part of the abbey. Kind of exactly like it. Except maybe mirrored. Because these were on this side before, but this is still into the aquarium and the garden. Oh, is this the one the craft is after, maybe? Because remember, he couldn't score any of the women in town because he's a shitbag. He's a douchebag. So he's going after the nuns now. Well, good luck. Our small convent used to be part of the larger Kirsau double monastery, as I'm sure you have been told by Sister Gertrude. However, the Poor Clares jive far differently than the Benedictines, live far differently than the Benedictines, that makes more sense, that once lived here. We believe that it is not ours to produce and live solely on the alms of the community of Tassing, as they see fit to give. Where does the... no. On the garbage heap, over there. The garbage heap of topics not to talk about. It's over there. Likewise, none of the sisters here own any personal property. We share this convent as a gift from the church. Does that mean you also share the clothing? Ugh. Even if you wash it? Yeah, I wouldn't want to share clothing with anyone. Or toothbrushes. Moving on. We believe that the Lord called us into a life of poverty and service. Does such a life appeal to you, Magdalene? I'm not entirely certain yet. I would like to explore and look around. Get a feel for the place, you know? Magdalene, you must not have understood me. We have deliberately closed ourselves off from the world. I won't have a laywoman bothering the sisters from their duties or disturbing our rule. However, I will allow Sister Suzanne to show you our duties. Please take your time. When you have finished, please come find me and we will discuss your decision to join. And off she goes. Finally, I thought she would never finish. What? Truthfully, I'm not here to join the convent. I'm looking for references for a mural I'm painting in the rat house. Well, I'm going to take a look around. Where are we going first? The convent has many parts. The kitchen, the aquarium, the chapter house, the yard, and the old workshop. Though no one uses that old shed anymore. I'll leave it to you to decide where to go first. Visiting the Poor Clares, and there's the convent chapel. There's the convent aquarium. Okay, let's go to the aquarium first. It's very dark in here. Oh. Here's the aquarium. Most of the abbey's visitors come in here, but aren't allowed to enter. We aren't allowed to go into the outside world either. Like Mother Francisca said, isolation is a part of our vows. Sister Gertrude once told me the old Benedictine sisters used to go out into the town sometimes and even talk to men on occasion. Yeah, and that led to one of them being assaulted by the Baron. Only physically, as far as we know, not actually in any other way, fortunately. And I'm stuck here, staring at these walls for the rest of my life. Oh, so the Lord didn't come to you and tell you to become part of the Poor Clares? Doesn't seem like Sister Suzanne thinks much of her life here. I can't blame her. Even so, she doesn't seem to have the passion that Sister Gertrude and the others have. If she hates her life here so much, maybe I should encourage her to leave the order. Yes, if she hates it. Better to leave while she still has a future ahead of her. Just don't go marry Kraft, because he will just use you as his personal pleasure toy, probably. After all, there are plenty of young men in Bavaria who would make good husbands. Just not in Tassing. Still, there may be some reason she chose to stay. I don't want to overstep my bounds. You didn't always want to be a Poor Clare, sister? Ha! No, who would want to be a nun? My father promised me to the church as a baby, some oath he swore when my mother struggled in her pregnancy. So much for the Lord telling them to come here, huh? So there I was, dropped into the Poor Clares this summer I turned 17. I'm so sorry. No one should be forced into a life they don't want. We daughters are born to bear our family's legacy. Between our legs or on our backs, it doesn't matter. My family is devoted? Devoted to the church. I've only been in the convent for 2 years, but I'm trying my best. So you're 19? You still have so many years ahead of you. I don't mind the prayers or the hours, and I'm sure of my devotion to the Lord, but this isn't what I wanted. But since when did a woman ever get what she wanted without being punished? Eve couldn't even manage it. Yeah, but wasn't she also basically tricked by the snake into eating the apple? So maybe she could have if she hadn't been tricked. I understand. I have more autonomy to go where I want, but I'm still bound by the expectations of marriage and homemaking. I remember the days of running around town. I wish I could have gotten married. I wanted to be a mother. Sometimes I get jealous of Sister Gertrude and even Sister Margaret. Wasn't Margaret the one who was... No, Margaret was the blind one. Matilda was the one who was assaulted. At least they got to see something of the outside world before they were 20. Okay. Let's not go there immediately. If you could do anything else, what would it be? I would have liked to go to one of the big cities at least once. I would have been happy just to be a shopkeeper's wife. As long as it was a good husband, I hope. Thanks for listening, Magdalene. Anytime. Anyway, let me show you the rest of the cloister. Lead on. Can we still kinda try and persuade her into leaving the life? I mean... Yeah. You shouldn't be forced into a life you don't want. Oh, look at this. Anno mortis imperatoris federis secundi castrum. Castrum. Domini Kirsau. Yeah, I can't speak Latin. Hello, Gertrude. This is the chapel where we all gather for Mass and liturgy. It's the oldest part of the convent. And the most drafty. Hello again, Sister Gertrude. The sisters have done some minor retouches over the years, but it has represented the abbey from its earliest days. Oh, there's the tower and the library. The cloister is still being constructed here. Really earliest days. Yes, the tower was a... Bergfried? What? Long before the structure became a monastery. What the hell is this? I've never seen this word. Bergfried. Sure. A freestanding defensive tower not built for permanent habitation. Okay. Never seen that word before in my entire life. The duchy gifted it to the Benedictine order after the Holy Roman Empire grew. They had no use for it as a keep. These walls have protected Tassing from attacks of spirit and steel for generations. There's Latin here too. God called Lady Sabine to lead our sisters and brothers in 1261. Okay, if you say so. Lord Kirsau's castle was destroyed by fire in the year of the death of Emperor Frederick II. Only the tower remained. This will be remembered because I translate. Well done, Magdalene. Yes, the first lists the abbey's founding date. Yes, the first lists the abbey's founding date. The first what? The Lady Kirsau was actually the one to suggest that the old castle be turned into a double monastery. That kind of lines up with what Matthew told us a little bit. We added the second shortly after the revolt. The revolt. Mother Illuminata thought it would be fitting. Even if the sisters were not here, some record of what occurred would remain. Kirsau is unique. A double monastery with two saints, one male and one female, to guard the town and abbey. So the foundation of the abbey was even older than the Holy Roman Empire? Oh, many things have been built and torn down on this land over the generations. Who knows what else used to be here? You were right, sister. This mural will be a great reference for the rat house. Oh, then I'm glad to have helped. God bless you, Magdalene. Thank you. I guess. Can we talk to you again? Yes, we can. God bless you, Magdalene. Again, for the third time today? Fourth time? God bless you, Sister Gertrude. How are you faring? The sisters and I have been praying since Father Thomas informed us of your father's attack. You were incredibly courageous to run to Dr. Stoltz so quickly, especially when the attacker could have been about. It's thanks to you, really. Without reading Hildegard's Physica, I wouldn't have realized he was so badly hurt. Hildegard's Physica? Medical treatise by Hildegard of Bingen, saint and doctor of the church. It presents 9 categories of healing: plants, elements, trees, stones, fish, birds, animals, reptiles, and metals? Sure. Stones? Well, I'm glad she came in useful, although I wish it were not in such dire circumstances. I lit an extra votive candle in Saint Satia's shrine for each of you this morning. Votive candles, small candles lit during prayer in churches, symbolizing a specific offering or request on the behalf of the prayer giver. Thank you, Sister Gertrude. Dad's spirits have been up, but I know he doesn't have much time. Have faith, child. The Lord cares for Klaus just as he cared for his son. That's not much of a comfort, though, because he did allow his son to be crucified and die. That's not the comfort you think it is, Sister Gertrude. Because if God allowed his own son, his own self basically, to be crucified and killed, imagine how little he actually cares what happened to regular people. I'll see if I have any psyllium left in the convent. If you blend it with broth or warm wine, it will heat his brain and prevent infection. Thank you, sister. I'm grateful for all the help everyone in Tassing has provided. The church is body of God? Of Christ, Magdalene. We are all one community and want to help Klaus before his time. God will turn this for good, no matter what things look like now. I hate that outlook. He sees beyond time itself, but we are constricted by the present. I have been around long enough to see fruits even when I thought the devil had burned the field. See his fruits. Keep faith, Magdalene. I'll do my best. God bless you, sister. God bless you, Magdalene. Again. Okay, so that's the chapel, the aquarium. You can go to the courtyard. Ah, Marguerite. Hello. Is that Mousefanger? Do you have Mousefanger? God bless you, Magdalene. Mousefanger the older. Is that him? Good, let's go to the kitchen. Oh, this is the kitchen. There's not anything that interesting here. Sister Marie and Sister Isabeau take care of most of the kitchen duties, but everyone pitches in when needed. I remember this little grate here. Andreas and Caspar was the name of the apprentice. Was looking up from there when we were exploring the aqueduct ruins. They remember that. And sad we can't go into the aqueduct ruins anymore. Isabeau? Marie? Marie. God bless you, child. Are you delivering something? Let's only lie to one of the nuns, eh? No, sister, I'm learning more about the convent's history so that I can finish a mural in town. Ah, I see. This kitchen has been used for decades. Longer than I've been alive, to be sure. I enjoy preparing meals for the sisters that nourish us, but I can never bring myself to butcher the animals. Sister Isabeau has graciously taken on that task for me. I see she is currently descaling a fish. We need sustenance, but I feel butchering any animal is wrong according to the rule of Saint Francis. Hey, your personal beliefs be your personal beliefs. As long as you don't force them on me, we're all good. Saint Francis. He was a mystic, friar, and founder of the Franciscan order. Born in Assisi to wealthy parents, Saint Francis was called to a life of poverty and preaching. With his follower, Saint Clare, he helped found the Order of Poor Clares. To cause suffering to any living creature is unnecessary and evil, even if God granted Adam and Eve dominion over the animals. Cue the whole argument about what about flies, what about mosquitoes, what about lice, what about fleas? Let's not go there. The kitchen seems fairly simple. Is there anything here from the convent's founding days, perhaps? No more than the structure itself, I'm afraid. Cookware needs replacing over the years. Though, some nights a ghost appears to me near by the cook fire. A lost spirit trapped between heaven and hell. Sister Marie, not this again. Not to Magdalene, please. What's this about a ghost? Ooh, that did wonders for the throat. No, a trick of the light. Moonlight must have gotten caught in smoke from the fire and you thought you saw an apparition. Upon my vows, I swear I saw a figure rise through the ground at vigils. But that's also a thing, because the human brain is always trying to see shapes and faces in everything, right? Because that's kind of what our brain is hardwired to do. So, yes. And even if it's caught on picture or video, we're still gonna try and make out shapes and or faces. Because again, that's what we're hardwired to do. Now, does that mean that there aren't ghosts or spirits or stuff? I don't know. It's possible. Personally, Ghosts, I don't really believe in. Spirits, maybe in the form of, you know, soul slash the energy we made off of whatever going somewhere. Maybe. I'm not decided on that. And whatever you believe is good for you. I don't care what you believe. Just like you shouldn't care what I believe. I was so frightened, I fell prostrate and prayed to the Lord to save me. Dawn and dusk are the hours when the boundaries between this world and the spiritual world are weakest. How does any of this rhyme with the whole souls always go to heaven or hell? How can anyone become stuck if there are celestial forces behind ferrying the souls? Because again, God, all-powerful, spirits shouldn't be able to be trapped. Please explain that to me. We may be the newest arrival here, but the convent is very old. Perhaps there was something Roman underneath this foundation centuries before. Yes, there's an aqueduct just under your feet, actually, you know? The spirit may seek to know the presence of God, now that it rests on holy ground. But what if this was unholy ground before, just because this is now a church in holy ground, so it's holy above ground and unholy below ground? How would that work? A spirit in Kirsau? Why would it come to the convent, though? She kind of already said that. It probably seeks the comfort of the presence of God. I really think it must have been something else. This sister... No, let's not dismiss her out of hand. Yeah, let's go with this one. Why would it come to the convent? It breaks my heart to think this spirit was crying out for help, trapped beyond heaven's reach. Maybe he's going to hell? Why don't we keep going, Magdalene? It's better not to get Sister Marie too upset. Of course. God bless you, sister. God bless you, child. What about Isabeau? Oh, God bless you, Magdalene. Because everyone seems to know my name. God bless you, sister. How goes the cooking? As well as the Lord wills it. My old fingers fumble from time to time, but it is my privilege to prepare supper for the other sisters. That's very noble of you. Just as Christ, God gave Paul a thorn in his side, so too did he give me the pains of age to strengthen my faith. That seems like a really shitty thing to do. cause pain like that, just because. Strengthen your faith. Really shitty thing to do. Such things are a blessing when compared to the pains Christ carried upon the cross. Again, you shouldn't compare your pains to another person's pain, because we all have different pain tolerances, and that goes for other things as well, as how you feel, your mental health, anything like that. You shouldn't compare yourself to other people, because other people are not you, they have not walked in your shoes. So, even if someone else have it worse, and through that they could be able to bear the weight you're bearing without being as burdened by it as you are, your feelings are still valid, your pain is still valid, and you have the right to vent about it. I do not like this kind of thinking at all. I don't believe the Lord wants us to suffer. Well, but didn't Christ die so we don't have to suffer unnecessarily? Well, didn't he basically die to cleanse the humanity of sins or something like that, so we could get a clean slate? Not necessarily don't suffer. Because humans are born to suffer. Unfortunately. I don't believe the Lord wants us to suffer. If he is all good, he does not want us to suffer. Ah, no, child, God does not. Christ's death opened the door to an eternal life without pain. But first you have to go through the corporeal life and suffer a crap ton of pain. But as long as our souls are bound in this world, suffering will exist. Oh, that's true. I have chosen to find meaning and devotion to the Lord through my hardship. And that is all well and good, whatever works for you. Thank you for sharing your perspective with me, sister. Ah, you are most welcome, child. God bless you. So even if I do not agree with her stance, I feel like she should be left alone with her thoughts and feelings and faith and beliefs. They are none of my business. Oh, it's colder today. There's not much in the yard that could help you, I think. Anything that was here has long been covered in weeds. All I know about this place is that the walls were added when the convent was built onto the monastery. Oh, God bless you, Sister Benedicta. Sister Suzanne, God bless you. Ah, this ice is hard. Do I recognize you, Sister Benedicta? I think I've seen you in town once or twice. Yes, you would have seen her. Sister Benedicta is the youngest of the sisters. Oh, maybe it's her that Craft is after? Mother Francisca allows only one sister to deal with the townsfolk. Benedicta received this privilege. Burden, more like. I have to run around everywhere, gathering all the food and doing all the chores. But you, Suzanne, you're a full sister, right? You're 19, so she's younger than. So she's, because they sounds like they. Can they go in before they are 17? 18? Why do I care about the ages anyway? I just want to have a big picture of things. I'd rather be inside where it's warm. What are you doing up in the convent anyway? Snooping. Ooh, don't let me get in the way then. What an adventure. I like her. Actually, Sister Benedicta, I wanted to ask you some questions. Do you like being a nun? Oh yes, I don't mind it at all. It's far quieter than home, and I don't have to share my bed with my siblings anymore. I like to help the older sisters, and I don't mind the chores, except when it's cold like this. Well, one more question, Sister Benedicta. Have you seen any mysterious figures or ghosts lately? Ghosts? No. Everything has been normal recently. I haven't noticed anything odd. What about not recently? Is this about Sister Marie's ghost? I think it's Mauritius myself. Mauritius? Oh no. Who? Mauritius, however the hell you want to pronounce his name. Don't tell Mother Francisca this, but I found an old book about Christian legends hidden in the workshop. Okay. It said that a Roman commander named Mauritius conquered Tassing, but the colony failed. Most of the town was empty until Christian refugees found the town hidden in the valley. It was a miracle. Christian refugees? Yes, the book said they were fleeing Roman persecution. Maybe under Nero? I don't remember. Nero, a Roman emperor known for his cruelty and persecution of Christians and Jews, as well as his disinterest in the Roman people. He famously fiddled as he watched a fire ravage Rome. Anyway, when Sister Marie said that she saw a ghost, I thought it might be Maury, trying to get us out. A Roman ghost couldn't be happy about his tower being turned into an abbey, now could he? What did you do with this book, sister? Oh, well... I had it with me in my kitchen one day, and I accidentally laid the fire poker on it. Accidentally? Stare in shock and horror. Sister Benedicta. I tried to fix it, but it's unreadable now. Sorry, Magdalene. Oh. Well, I suppose it's better that the book got some use before it was lost forever. Besides, that story gives me ideas for the Rat House mural. Thanks for telling me about the book, sister. I won't tell Mother Francisca. God bless you. Thanks, Magdalene. And God bless you. Okay. Convent art studio. Sure, let's go into the art studio, which would be the workshop then, maybe? Oh, hello. This looks like a place Magdalene might like. The workshop is covered in dust. Yes, this was the Benedictine sisters' workshop. They used to make badges and arts for pilgrim coming to see the hand of Saint Moritz. Looks like everything was just left here after the fire. Nothing has been used for years. But there's a lot of stuff here. We can't subsist on painting, and the poor Clares don't produce goods for sale, so we have no reason to be in here. I mean, just because art isn't essential to survival means you can't do any kind of painting? That sounds horrible. We have other ways to make art. Singing, telling stories, things like that, but yes, the workshop is off limits. Mother Francisca doesn't let us come in here unless to put something in storage. I've come in a few times and noticed some of the brushes have gone missing. Paint pots too. So one of the sisters is creating art on the side. Black market art in Tassing. You think yeah. You think one of the sisters is secretly painting? Oh lord no. We all live too close together in the convent for something like that to go unnoticed. Oh. Oh. In any case, I think it's sad that the workshop is left like this. Truthfully, Magdalene, I don't think you should join the convent, even if that's not what you were here to do anyway. Gertrude talks about you, and you seem to love your art. Without it, you would just hate it here. Well, I am not joining the convent, that's for sure. Such valuable paint left to dry and crack on the palettes. Oh. There's an old parchment scrap here. It's different from the others. It looks like a scrap from a manuscript. There's something written in Latin in the margin. Mithraeum, Tassier. Ooh, the Mithraeum that we didn't know what the hell it was. Occultus est. The Mithraeum something is occult? The Mithraeum of Tassing had been destroyed by a flood, but where does the occultus come in? Mithraeum, that's the same word I saw in the Roman section of the mine. Wait, this might be from the book that Sister Benedicta found. I wonder why it would mention the Mithraeum. So yes, that's in the Sister Benedicta. Yes, underline. Bad. We know where the rest of the book is. It burned. I don't know. It's not a word I've ever heard before. There's certainly nothing in the convent by that name. Well, the note says the Mithraeum was destroyed, so I suppose it doesn't matter much now. But if it was destroyed by a flood, kinda sounds like it's maybe not above ground? Unless the entire valley was flooded, but then everything would be destroyed. So is the Mithraeum still down somewhere below ground, kind of water-filled? Is it connected to the aqueducts? Wait, no, go back in. There was something there. Right here. These old badges are beautiful. I hope the pilgrims who bought them love them too. Well, you've seen the entire convent. There's not much here. What do you think of it? To be honest, it seems like a life of drudgery. Yes, certain parts of our life here can be frustrating. It's been so long since I've spoken to anyone from outside the convent. I'm reminded of the life I once had. Now you have me thinking about whether or not I should remain with the sisters. Oh. She clearly isn't happy here. She doesn't like this life at all. She didn't choose it. She was forced into it. I think you should go. And I can't persuade her. I needed more things to be able to persuade her? God damn it. Your family just left you here. You don't owe the sisters anything. Failed. I do, though. The sisters have taken care of me. They love me, and I love them. Well, just because someone has taken care of you doesn't mean you owe your entire rest of your life to them. Even if this life wasn't my choice, they accepted me. Who knows? Maybe it will get better in time. That's an excuse we hear all too often in other parts of life. Like in certain types of relationships. I mean, sure, if it's a temporary dip, and there's nothing untoward going on, then sure, but if you're ever at this point where you have to ask, maybe it will get better in time, and it has never been better, it's always been shit, maybe you're in the wrong place. Maybe. I will try to help any way I can, even if it's just sneaking around the convent wall to say hello. Really? That would be wonderful. As long as no one found out. Anyway, we should return to Mother Francisca before she suspects something. Well, I did learn a lot today. Thank you for showing me around the convent. What could I have done to try and persuade her to leave? I don't think I could have done anything else. Maybe it depends more on which backgrounds and stuff I have. Maybe other backgrounds would have heftier arguments. Oh, well, thank you for showing me around the convent. No, thank you, Magdalene. Today has been more interesting than any I can remember in the Abbey. Wrong place. If just having a visitor is the most interesting, most fun day you've ever had, you do not belong here, Suzanne. That said, the outside world can be extremely cruel too, so you're certainly safer in here. Come, let's find Mother Francisca. She will be wanting to hear what you thought of the place. Well, Magdalene, what is your assessment of the poor Clares? Is the good Lord calling you to a life with us as a sister? Holy duty of providing children to husband. No. Compelled by the devout life, the sisters lead, but I'm afraid I must tend to my father first. I mean, we're already in the lie, so... I am compelled by the devoted life the sisters lead, Mother Francisca, but I'm afraid I must tend to my father first. And once that's done with, I can just move out of Tassing to Prague. Of course, I understand. Caring for your father is in itself a noble path. Is in itself a noble path. However, if your heart leads you back up the hill, the doors to the convent are always open to you. Our community is quite modest compared to the splendor of an old Benedictine house operating under the rule of a powerful abbot. I see why fewer women are drawn to the order these days. Thank you for allowing me inside. You're most welcome, Magdalene. God bless you. Oh, hello, Sister Gertrude. Oh, Magdalene, how did your little expedition go? I am frustrated that there's so little left of the old abbey and saints. But, sister, there's something I don't understand. The abbey was so prosperous. Why didn't the monks rebuild it after the fire? Was it because a guy stole a lot of money? Oh, what a task that would be. The chapel was beautiful. The stained glass always caught my eye in the mornings. There was a great deal of anger and sadness in Tassing that night. The abbot felt the brothers and sisters were no longer welcome in Tassing and moved on. In truth, the abbey's dissolution was inevitable. Kearsau was running out of money and patrons. The riot and fire was simply a particularly awful and painful way to end the monastery. Did anything survive the fire? Some of the buildings are intact, but all are terribly overgrown. I haven't dared forage in the rubble. I doubt you would find anything of help for your mural inside other than charred wood and parchments. It might still be worth taking a look if I'm careful. I worry after you sometimes, Magdalene. I really do. Thank you for all your help, Sister Gertrude. You are most welcome, Magdalene. God bless you for the umpteenth time today. So that took me 2 hours. Not too bad. Visiting the poor Clares. 9th hour. The convent's chapel had a mural. Can we see anything else? Yes, I've been given permission from Mother Francesca to enter the convent. Sister Suzanne will be accompanying me to answer my questions. I should explore and see what I can learn about the history of this place. And at the 9th hour, the convent's chapel had a mural depicting the construction of Kearsau Abbey with a claim that the abbey was founded by Lady Sabine in 1261. I also found part of a page in the nun's old workshop. It had a painting on it of a strange building. Writing on the page said it was Tassing's Mithraeum, and that it was lost in a flood. That's the second time I've seen a reference to the Mithraeum. What is it? I'm going to investigate the ruins of the abbey to see if I can find some answers. So we are going to be allowed to go into the ruins. Hello, son of Mousefanger. I think I found your dad inside. Think. Well, that was... I don't know. I did learn more about the founding of Kearsau. And that illustration from the manuscript, the Mithraeum. It was like the one in the mine. Is it part of the history of the abbey? Of Tassing? It must be written down somewhere. If only the library hadn't burned down with everything in it. Except for a few books that Andreas managed to save, and we still don't know what kind of books they were. The person in me who's interested in history wants to believe that Andreas tried to first preserve some of the history, but he probably just ran in, grabbed any book he could while the fire was raging, ran back out, dropped them, and then ran back in, and then ran to the top of the library for some reason. The ruins are right there. Maybe not everything was destroyed. Yes. We are going into the church. We're going into the abbey. Nice. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Was his name Rudeker? The guy who sang? Maybe that's his spirit voice, even though he's still alive. We are going to investigate the abbey next time, leaving this here for now. As always, thank you for watching along with me. I appreciate it so very much. Please take care of yourself, and try and be the best version of yourself, because, you know, that way maybe we can make the world a little bit of a better place if we all chip in. I can hope. Laters.